Hello guys, welcome to Spring and Hibernate tutorial part 20. And in this tutorial, we are going to learn about Spring configuration with Java annotations. In the previous tutorial, we have seen how we can set up the project for the development. And in this tutorial, we are getting hands-on and we are writing some code. The very first thing what I'm going to do is I'm just creating a note.txt file. There I'll be describing the development process. Right clicking on src, highlight new, select file. The name of the file I'm going to give is notes.txt. Hit the finish button. Here I'm describing the development process. The very first development process, that is to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. Enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. The second development process, add the at component annotation to our Java class. Add the at component annotation to our Java class. At component is an annotation, and we will see what is an annotation, what is the usage of this annotations. The third development process is to retrieve bean from Spring container. Retrieve bean from the Spring container. Retrieve bean from the Spring container. So these are the three development process we do have. Now, initially, I'm going to do some tasks, that is to create a package and create interface and to create a class. To create a package, I'm just clicking on src, and here I'm just right clicking, highlight new, and you can select the package. Before creating a package, we need to keep the configuration file inside the src. For that, what we need to do is we need to copy the configuration file from one of the project that we have created previously, the project we worked previously, that is Spring Demo 1. This is the project that we had previously worked. Expand this node and expand the src node, and here you can find one configuration file, that is that is application context.xml. Application context.xml. This is the file you need to copy and come to the src of our project, that is Spring Demo Annotations. Select and right click on the src, select the paste option. Now I'm just closing this previously worked project, that is Spring Demo 1. Okay, for just readability purpose, to concentrate mainly on the project that we are working, that is currently Spring Demo Annotations. So right click on this Spring Demo 1 and you can choose close project. Okay, it will be kind of hidden now. Now come to the application context.xml. I'm just expanding this window, application context.xml. I'm just removing all the content that we were worked in the previous project. We don't need this code in this project except these headers. Okay, till this, except these headers and the closing tag is there, that is closing beans tag. Except that code, I'm deleting all the code. You can just select all the code except the header code, and you can right click and choose to remove, or there is an option that is to cut, right? You can just cut it. So then I'm just double clicking. The next task that I'm going to do is I'm just creating one interface. Okay, before creating the interface, I'm creating the package. That is the main thing. Okay, inside the package, all these interfaces and the classes will be residing. So that is why I'm creating the package initially. Right click on SRC, highlight new, select package. Here, the name of the package, com.love2code dot spring demo, com.love2code dot spring demo. This is the name of the package, and hit the finish. Right click on this package, highlight new, and here you need to choose interface. The name of the interface, I'm giving it as coach. Hit the finish button. Okay, these are the tasks that we need to need to be done before starting the development process, or um, we just need to keep some create the package and interface, and just to keep the configuration file, all those things, and come back to the development process now. Mainly, the first development process is to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. Enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. How we can do that? Come to the application context.xml. I'm just double clicking on this to maximize this window. And here, by using one element, okay, by using one element, I'm just supplying the base package. So here I'm just creating a comment. Okay, let me give a comment like this. This is the syntax to create a comment. What is the comment? That is add an entry to enable component scanning. Add an entry to enable component scanning. What is the element that we are using here? That is context colon component hyphen scan. Context colon component hyphen scan. To make the development easy, you can just do like this. Type less than symbol. You'll be finding the elements that is suggested by the Eclipse. Now you need to choose context component hyphen scan. Context colon component hyphen or dash scan. For more information about this element, you can refer to the next window. Here I'm just using this element for our first development process, that is to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. We are getting this boilerplate code, and it is making our development easy. Okay, it is making our development process easy. So the base package, here it is the property name, that is base hyphen package. Within the double quote, we are going to give the package name, okay, that we are currently working on. We are going to give the package name that we are going to that we are currently working on. The package name, it is com dot love to code dot spring demo. Okay, this is the package that we are working on, and I'm just closing this element by using forward slash, and we don't need this ending tag here. So here itself we are ending this element by giving the forward slash. Now it is gone, the ending tag is gone, right? So the first development process, that is to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file, that has been done. Second development process, that is to add the at component annotation. The second development process, that is add at component annotation to our Java class. Sorry, we have created coach.java, that is the interface. Now we are creating the implementation class for this. How we can create the implementation class for coach.java? Right click on the package, okay, not on src. We need to right click on package com.lovedcode.springdemo, highlight new, select class. Here we are going to give the class name as tennis coach. We are going to make use of the different sport now, that is tennis coach. Tennis coach. And this class implements coach interface. This class implements coach interface. To configure that, we have this option here, the interfaces it is extending, okay, the interface that this tennis coach is implementing. In case of interface, it is implementing, right? It is not extends, it is implements. Tennis coach implements coach interface. Click on this add and start typing coach, and here you'll be getting this coach. Just click OK. The entry has been done as it is implementing the coach interface. The tennis coach is implementing the coach interface. Just hit the finish button. Now come back to the coach.java interface. Here we are keeping one method. We are declaring one method, that is public string get daily workout. Public string get daily workout. Come back to the tennis coach.java. Already we are getting the error. Why? Because we did not implement the methods, right? We did not implement the methods of coach interface. When this class implements coach interface, all the methods of the coach that should be implemented by this implementation class, in this case tennis coach class. So we are implementing that method, that is public string get daily workout. So here I'm just giving like this, the body, and we should return something, right? We should return the string to this method. So I'm keeping a return statement, return within double quote. What I'm saying is some random practice activity, that is practice your backhand volley. Practice your backhand volley, ending with a semicolon. And now you can see that error has gone. Why? Because we have implemented the method. Now the most important thing, we need to keep this annotation. Okay, we need to keep this annotation called at override. At override. So now here comes the question, that what exactly are annotation? At override is an annotation. And what is an annotation? The first point here it is, annotations are simply special labels or markers that are added to Java classes. Annotations are simply special labels or markers that are added to Java classes. And they are actually give us metadata about the class. Okay. they actually give us the metadata about the class. Annotations introduced in Java JDK 1.5 version. Annotations concept, it is introduced in Java JDK 1.5. The next point here it is, annotations are processed at compile time or at the runtime. It can be processed at the compile time or at the runtime. We have seen actually some annotations, right? In the previous project, we were worked on trackcoach.java class, right? In the previous project, Spring Demo 1 project, we have worked on trackcoach.java. In that, we had an annotation called @override. It is an annotation. In the previous project, we have developed trackcoach.java. And in that trackcoach.java file, we had this annotation that is @override on top of the method. So what is this annotation? We are confirming to the compiler. We are confirming to the compiler that we are implementing the interface or extending the class. We are confirming to the compiler that we are implementing the particular interface or we are extending that particular class, and we are overriding the method, and we are overriding the method. That is the next point. That is, we are confirming to the compiler that we are implementing the interface or extending the particular class, and we are overriding the method of that particular interface or that particular class. And here we can see that in the coach interface, come to the coach interface, we have declared get a daily workout method. In the tennis coach, we are implementing this method, get a daily workout, and we are confirming to the compiler that we are going to implement this method of the coach interface in the tennis coach. We are confirming to the, we are giving the promise to the compiler that we are going to implement this method by keeping this @override annotation on top of this get daily workout method. And what happens at the compilation time, compiler will be checking that our class, that is a tennis coach in this case, and it will to make sure that we are really are overriding the method. Okay, it will just cross check for our annotation declaration that that we really overriding the method or not. Okay, as we have promised to the compiler. If we did not, okay, if we did not, the compiler will be throwing an error, compilation error. Compiler will be throwing a compilation error. Particularly at override annotation, at override annotation processed at compilation time, at override annotation, processed at compilation time. And the next question that arises, it is why Spring configuration with annotations? Why exactly Spring configuration with annotations? We have already XML configuration, right? We we have already seen that the bean configuration in the XML file, right? In the configuration file, and why this configuration with annotations? Why exactly? That is, in case of very large projects, okay, in case of very large projects, normal XML configuration is not at all recommended. In case of we are working on a large project, normal XML configuration, it is not at all recommended. Why? Because assume the possibility of, if we have hundreds of beans, consider the possibility, okay? What if we have hundreds of beans? Then we have to list each one of those in our configuration file, that is in the XML file. All the hundreds of beans, okay? We have to list each one of the beans in our XML configuration file. It takes time and lot of work. It takes time, okay, and a lot of work. That is the problem in case of normal XML configuration while working on large project. Instead of configuring our Spring Bean with the XML configuration, instead of configuring our beans with the normal XML configuration, we can use the annotation. Okay, we can configure our Spring Bean with annotations. So it basically minimizes the XML configuration. So it basically minimizes the time and work that is consumed by doing a normal XML configuration. That is the main advantage over the normal XML configuration. That is why we need to choose the annotation. We need to choose the annotation while working on the large project. So that is about why we need to choose the, why we need to configure the Spring Beans with annotation with respect to large projects. How exactly Spring will identify that this is the Spring Bean? Okay. How exactly Spring will identify that this is the Spring Bean? Spring scans our Java classes for these annotations. Okay. Spring scans our classes for annotations that are related to Spring. Spring will scans our Java classes for the annotations that with the with respect to spring. Okay, if the spring finds the annotation that belongs to spring, if the spring finds the annotation that belongs to spring, it will automatically register that bean with the spring container. It will automatically register that bean with the spring container. That is how the spring will identify its annotation, or it will identify its bean. It will scan the Java class for the spring annotation, and if it finds one, it will automatically register that bean with the spring container. Instead of XML configuration file, instead of XML configuration file, Spring will use this annotation to identify it as a Spring bean, and it will fetch that bean and registers that bean with the Spring container. This task previously we were achieving through Spring configuration file, but now by using annotation instead of XML configuration file, Spring will use this annotation to identify it as a Spring bean. Okay, to identify it as a Spring bean, and it will fetch that bean and registers that bean with the Spring container. Now come to the notes.txt. We have finished our first development process. Now we are about to work on second development process, that is to add the add component annotation to our Java class. In this case, tennis coach. Come to the tennis coach .java on top of the class. Okay, on top of the class, you need to keep this @component. @component. C in uppercase. @component, and within the bracket and within the double quote, the name of the ID, the name of the ID. What is the name here? It will be considered as the bean ID. It will be considered as the bean ID. We are just giving as that silly coach. This is the bean ID. This is the bean ID. So here you should not give any semicolon. Okay. You should not give any semicolon. The name of the bean ID, that is that silly coach. @component, that is the annotation name. Within the bracket and within the double quote, we are supplying the name of the bean ID, that is that silly coach. Now we are getting the error here, right? We are getting the error. mouse over on that error symbol, and you can just import this from the appropriate package. You need to import this from the appropriate package. So click on import, and there it has imported from the appropriate package. Save it, and now the error is gone. So what we are doing here, @component is identified as the Spring annotation. @component is identified as the Spring annotation when the Spring scans the package. What is the current package that we are in? That is com.lovedcode.springdemo. This is the current package, and it will scan classes as well. Okay, it will scan the package and it will scan the classes as well. Then it will be identifying that silly coach that is on top of the method, that is on top of the class, sorry, that is on top of the class, actually, yes, that is on top of the class, that is tennis coach. And this is the bean ID we have specified, that is that silly coach. And the component we have used, sorry, the annotation name we have used, that is @component. @component within double quote, we have supplied that silly coach. This is the bean ID. @component is identified as the Spring annotation when the Spring scans the package, and it will when it scans the classes that are available in the package. Now it will be identifying that silly coach as the bean ID. That silly coach will be identified by the Spring as the bean ID, so that we can retrieve this bean from the Spring container, so that we can retrieve this bean from the Spring container by using the bean ID, that is that silly coach. By using the bean ID, that silly coach. Now, before moving on to the third development process, we need to update whatever the bean ID that we have specified. Copy this bean ID, and we need to specify, we need to supply this bean ID in the configuration file, and we have an element for that, right? Come to the application context.xml. Here we have used context :component -scan. Okay, this is the element that we have used for to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. To enable component scanning, okay, in Spring configuration file. So the base package, what is the base package? Here it is, a com.lovedcode Spring demo. We have supplied it, right? And here we don't need to supply, here we don't need to supply that silly coach bean ID. Okay, why? Because we have supplied com.lovedcode.spring demo package itself. Spring will be scanning for this bean ID. Okay, Spring will be scanning for the bean ID, that is that silly coach, and that is available inside the tennis coach class. It will be scanning the package and its classes, and it will be finding that silly coach. Okay, that silly coach. So then it will be registering. Okay, then it will be registering it with the Spring container. Okay, then it will be registering it with the Spring container, as this is the Spring bean. We don't need to give the bean ID here for base package property. We don't need to supply the bean ID. Why? Because we have supplied the package name itself. It will be the Spring will be searching entire package. Inside the package we have the classes. Inside the class, that is tennis coach, we have the bean. We have kept the annotation, and we are indicating that this is the Spring bean. And when Spring will scan this class, it will be finding this annotation, and it will be identifying that that silly coach as the bean ID, as the bean ID, and then it will be registering it with the Spring container. Okay, now to test it out, we need the driver class, right? We need the driver class, whether our development is proper or not. To test out our Spring configuration with the Java annotation development, we need the driver class. Create a driver class. What is the name of the driver class? That is annotation demo app. Right click on the package, highlight new, select class. The name of the class, it is annotation demo app. Annotation demo app. And here I need to make use of the bean. Okay, I need to make use of the bean. So that is why I'm creating the main method. Just click on the checkbox, click on the checkbox to enable the main method, and hit the finish. Hit the finish. Delete the auto generated. Delete the auto generated content. In the previous tutorial, we have seen the tasks that we need to do in the driver class. The first task, that is to load or read the Spring configuration file. Load or read the Spring configuration file. How we can do that? By using a class called class path XML application context. Class path XML application context. It is a bit lengthy name. Please be careful on while typing. Class path XML application context. The variable name, that is context, is equal to new class path XML application context. Here I'm supplying the configuration file. I'm supplying the configuration file within the double quote. What is the configuration file? That is application context.xml. Application context.xml. Give the semicolon and we are getting the error. We need to import this class from the appropriate package. Take the mouse pointer on top of this error. Eclipse will be suggesting that you need to import this class. So here is a typo, that is class path XML application. Okay, so you need to be very cautious while typing. We need to import this class. Now it is showing the option to import this class from the appropriate package. You can click on import. Now the error is gone, and here is one more typo. Class path XML application context. Save it, and now the error is gone. The second task that we are going to perform in the driver class, that is to get the bean from the Spring container. Get the bean from the Spring container. How we can achieve that? We have created the coach interface. Make use of that coach interface to create the reference. Coach, the coach is equal to context dot get bean. Context dot get bean. For this method, we are supplying two arguments, or this method is accepting two arguments. That is, first one, the bean ID, that is that silly coach. That silly coach. By using comma as a separator, we are supplying another argument, that is interface name coach dot class. Coach dot class, ending it with a semicolon. What is the next task? That is to call the bean. Call the method on the bean. Okay, call the method. Call the method on the bean. Call the method on the bean that is available. Little Eclipse trick here that we know, that is type SYSO and press Control Enter. You'll be getting the enter statement system.out.println. Now by using the reference, that is the coach, we are calling the get daily workout method. If you press dot, you'll be getting the options that are suggested by the Eclipse. You need to choose get a daily workout. we are calling the bean on this method. Get a daily workout. At last, we are closing the context. At last, we are closing the context, or we are closing the container. Close the container. That is by context dot close. Save it. Come back to the notes.txt. What we have done in the annotation demo app.java, that is the last development process. What we have done in the annotation demo app.java, that is the last development process. Come to the notes.txt, and we have finished all the development process. 3 development process, that is to enable component scanning in Spring configuration file. We have done that, and we have done add the add component annotation to our Java class. That also we have done, and finally retrieving the bean from the Spring container. That also we have done. Now, to test this application, right click on the annotation demo app.java file anywhere on annotation demo app.java, highlight run as, click Java application. What is the result we are getting? We are getting the result as expected. That is, practice your backhand volley. Practice your backhand volley. This is the message from the tennis coach.java, and we have accomplished the task of configuring the Spring, using Java annotation. Now Spring actually identifying this add component as the annotation that is related to Spring, and we are able to fetch that bean from the Spring container, and we are actually able to fetch that bean from the Spring container. Finally, we are getting the result. Instead of configuring the bean by using XML configuration, we are making use of annotation. We are making use of Java annotation to configure the bean. This is about Spring configuration by using Java annotation. Thanks for watching.